Application of derivative part 1. Already we have learned how to find derivative of composite functions, inverse trigonometric function, implicit function, exponential function and logarithmic functions. In this chapter we will study application of derivative in various disciplines, example in engineering, science, social science and many other fields. For instance, we will learn how the derivative can be used. Number 1, to determine the rate of change of quantities. Number 2, find the equation of tangent and normal to a curve at a point. Number 3, to find turning points on the graph of a function, which in turn will help us to locate points at which largest or smallest value locally of a function occur. We will also use derivative to find intervals on which a function is increasing or decreasing. Finally, we use derivatives to find approximate value of certain quantities. Summary on derivatives and integration. Derivative d dx of a function of x, just represented by a diagram where a tangent is drawn at a particular point at x equal to a. So the derivative of a function fx evaluated at x equal to a gives the slope of the curve at x equal to a. And in integration, the integral of the function fx over the range x equal to b to x equal to c gives the area under the curve between those points, that is b to c. Derivative as a rate measure. The chapter derivative as a rate measure is about the application of derivatives and how it can be used to measure the rate of change of quantity. So the chapter of derivative as a rate measure is a small and easy but one of the most important chapters in the application of derivative. Just go through the theory part. Let y equal to fx be a function of x, then we can write limit x tends to 0 del y del x is the instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x, and dy dx is the rate of change of y with respect to x. Also we can write limit x tends to 0 del y dx is equal to dy dx when x is sufficiently small. The value of dy dx at x equal to 0 represents the rate of change of y with respect to x at x equal to 0. Further, if two variables x and y are varying with respect to another variable t, that is, if x equal to f of t a function given and another function y equal to g of t given, then by chain rule we can say dy dx equal to dy dt divided by dx dt if dx dt not equal to 0. Thus the rate of change of y with respect to x can be calculated using the rate of change of y and that of x both with respect to t. A small note is given. Dy dx is positive if y increases as is x increases and is negative if y decreases as is x increases. Consider an example. A stone is dropped into a quiet lake and waves moves in a circle at a speed of 4 cm per second. At that instant, when the radius of the circular curve wave is 10 cm, how fast is the enclosed area increasing? Now how to solve this? Let the area A of a circle with radius r is given by A equal to pi r square. Therefore, the rate of change of A with respect to time t, we can write dA dt is equal to d dt of pi r square. That is the change of area with respect to the time t. So now we can write d dr of pi r square into dr dt. Now after differentiation and using chain rule we can write 2 pi r into dr dt. And here it's given dr dt is equal to 4 cm per second and r equal to 10 cm given. So now just substitute the value dA dt, you can write 2 pi into 10 into 4, that is 80 pi. Thus the enclosed area is increasing at the rate of 80 pi square centimeter per second when r equal to 10 cm. The total cost Cx in rupees associated with the production of x unit of an item is given by a cost function C of x is equal to 0.005 x cube minus 0.02 x squared plus 30x plus 5000. Find the marginal cost when 3 units are produced, where the marginal cost we mean the instantaneous rate of change of total cost at any level of output. Since marginal cost is the rate of change of total cost with respect to the output, we can write marginal cost MC is equal to d dx of the cost function. So when I derivative this, we will get 0.005 into 3x square minus 0.002 into 2x plus 30. Now here it is given find the marginal cost when 3 units are produced. So here your x equal to 3. Now put the value x equal to 3. So after putting the value of x equal to 3, we will get 30.015. Hence the required marginal cost is 30.02 nearly. Tangent and normal. Now first learn the theory part of tangent. Consider a function fx such that shown in the figure 1. When you calculate the derivative f dash of the function at a point x equal to a, we are finding the gradient of the tangent to the graph of the function at that point. Here the given figure shows the tangent drawn at x equal to a. The gradient of this tangent should be f dash a. We will use this information to calculate the equation of the tangent to a curve at a particular point, and then the equation of the normal to a curve at a point. So we can learn a key point. The equation of a straight line that passes through a point x1 y1 and has gradient m is given by y minus y1 by x minus y1, and which is equal to m. In mathematics, the word normal has a very specific meaning. It means perpendicular or at right angles. If we have a curve such as that shown in the figure 2, we can choose a point and draw in the tangent to the curve at a point. The normal is that at right angles to the curve, so it is also at right angle to the tangent. Now we find the equation of a normal to a curve. There is one further piece of information that we need in order to do this. If two lines having gradient m1 and m2 respectively are at right angles to each other, then the product of their gradient m1 m2 must equal to -1. So here our key point is, if the two lines with gradient m1 and m2 are right angles, then m1 m2 is equal to -1. So in summary wise, we can say that equation of tangent and normal, the equation of the tangent to the curve y equal to fx at the point x1 y1 is given by y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where m is equal to dy dx at a point x1 y1, and the equation of the normal to the curve y equal to fx at the point x1 y1 is given by y minus y1 is equal to -1 by f into x minus x1, where m is equal to dy dx at the point x1 y1. Next, if the slope of the tangent line is 0, then tan theta equal to 0, so theta equal to 0, which means the tangent line is parallel to x-axis, and the equation of the tangent at the point x1 y1 is y equal to y1, and if theta equal to pi by 2, then tan theta equal to infinite, which means the tangent line is perpendicular to x-axis, that is parallel to the y-axis, and the equation of the tangent at the point x1 y1 is x equal to 0. Now go through few examples. Consider the function fx equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Find the equation of the tangent of the function fx when x equal to 2. First write the function, and if I put the value x equal to 2, we will get f of 2. Now find the first order derivative of the function. So when I find the first order derivative of the function, that becomes 3x square minus 6x plus 2. Now put the value x equal to 2 in the 3x square minus 6x plus 2. So from here, after substitution, we will get f dash 2 is equal to 2. Now we can use the equation of the tangent, that is y minus 1 by x minus 2, and which is equal to the slope 2, or f dash 2 equal to 2. Now just cross multiply, y minus 1 is equal to 2 into x minus 2, and after changing the side and few adjustment, we got the equation of the tangent as y equal to 2x minus 3. Consider the function fx equal to x square minus 2x plus 5. Find the equation of the tangent and the equation of the normal at x equal to 3. First, find the first order derivative of the function, that becomes 2x minus 2. Now put the value x equal to 3 in f dash x, and after substituting this, we'll get f dash 3 is equal to 4. Now using this, we can easily find the equation of the tangent like last example. Y minus 8 by x minus 3 is equal to 4, and so just cross multiply it, we'll get y equal to 4x minus 4 is the equation of the tangent. And when you substitute 8 and 3, I think you know that how to get this 8 and 3. First we substitute x equal to 3 in the given function. When you substitute, we'll get 8. So 3 comma 8 is a required point, and which you are substituting in the finding the equation of the tangent. Similarly, when you find the equation of the normal, we know that the slope of the normal is equal to minus 1 by slope of the tangent, so that is equal to minus 1 by 4. Now put the value y minus 8 by x minus 3, and which is equal to minus 1 by 4. Just cross multiply, and after adjustment, we will find the equation of the normal. Find a point on the curve y equal to x minus 2 whole square at which the tangent is parallel to the chord joining the point 2, 0 and 4, 2. I think children already know about this problem when you have done mean value theorem. So just to clarify it from here, the equation of the curve here is given is y equal to x minus 2 whole square. So after differentiation, we get dy dx equal to 2 into x minus 2. The point A and B are 2, 0 and 4, 4 given. So the slope of AB we can easily find it by using this 2 point, and that becomes 2. Now the slope of the tangent is 2 into x minus 2. So from here we can write 2 into x minus 2, and which is equal to 2. And after solving this, we'll get x equal to 3. Now put the value x equal to 3 in the given function. So from here we will find y equal to 1. So our required point should be 3, 1. Show the tangent to the curve y equal to 7x cube plus 11 at the points where x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2 are parallel. So our given function y equal to 7x cube plus 11, first find derivative dy dx, and that becomes 21x square. Now here your slope at x equal to 2 is 21 into 2 square, that becomes 84, and the slope at x equal to minus 2, when you substitute x equal to minus 2, you will get 21 into minus 2 whole square, and that also becomes 84. Hence here both of the slopes are equal. Thus the tangent to the given curve at the point where x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2 are parallel to each other. Find the angle of intersection of the curves x square y equal to 2 and xy square equal to 4. The given curves are x square y equal to 2, number 1, and xy square equal to number 2. Now from the curve 1 we can write y equal to 2 by x square. Now substituting this value of y in the second equation, we will find x equal to 1. So we get y equal to 2. So the point of intersection of the two curves becomes 1, 2. Let m1 and m2 be the slopes of the curves 1 and 2 respectively. Now from 1, if I find the derivative, we will find dy dx, and which has become minus 4 by x cube. Now put the value in the derivative, that is the coordinate of the point. So from here you will find dy dx at the point 1, 2, that becomes minus 4. And similarly, if I find the derivative dy dx from the curve 2, we find minus 2 by x square y. And if I denote this as m2 and using the coordinate of the point for substituting, we will find dy dx become minus 1. Let theta be the angle of intersection between the curves. So the angle of the two curves, we can use this equation tan theta is equal to modulus of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2, and just substitute this the values of m1 and m2, will find 3 by 5. So we can write theta is equal to tan inverse 3 by 5, and which is the angle of intersection of the two given curves. Thank you children for watching the video lesson.